Good afternoon, everybody. This is Into the Winklerverse. I'm Bart Winkler with an update here on the 22nd of July. A lot of Packer-oriented things to talk about as this Monday training camp has opened and the Green Bay Packers are holding their shareholders meeting, of which I attended virtually. Had plans to go, and then I did not go. I've been, and I was going to go this year, but then I didn't. And I was trying to find the stream. Thankfully, I still have my mail that they sent me because there's a password. You can't just, again, if you're a shareholder, you get perks. You get perks. You can't just stream this event if you're not a shareholder. You have to have gotten the mail and they give you the password. It's very easy to guess what the password is, but out of respect to my fellow owners, I will not share the password at this time. Jordan Love is the big story today, so I wanted to address that. It will be something that we talk about a lot tonight on the Infinity Sports Network. I host a show on the network, as you know, affiliates all over the country, including a handful in Wisconsin and a new one in Wisconsin, KFIZ 1450 AM, where I cut my teeth in the radio biz. Fond du Lac, Wisconsin is adding me. Yes, I have gained an affiliate. Me. I did it. How about that? I'm very excited, though. That's a great stadium. That doesn't make sense. That's a great station. I'm thinking shareholders. It's a great station. It's a legacy station. It's been around forever. Stations on the east side of the Mississippi have call letters W something. WSSP, WNFL, WFAM, WSCR. But KFIZ was founded way prior to that being official, so they were sort of grandfathered in. So it's a unique signal and code in the first place. It's been around for more than 100 years. They just celebrated that anniversary. I think the story is a guy had a car dealership and he was trying to get out the word. So he founded a radio station, essentially to promote his car dealership. And, you know, it's been a great place there. I worked there from 2008 to 2014, really. K107, the FM side, KFIZ. I did sports on there. I did Saturday morning shows. I hosted a landscaping show on Saturday mornings. I read the obituaries at noon. I did the 5 o'clock newscast some nights. Yeah, I'm happy to be back on there. It's really cool. It's really cool. Not that with today's technology you can't listen, but to be on a station, especially one where I was on for a long time, is really awesome. Anyway, we will be discussing the Jordan Love situation. The situation being there is no deal yet. There's no deal yet between the Packers and Jordan Love. And I think that the way you want to freak out about it is entirely up to you. Jordan Love. So where we're at right now is Jordan Love did not sign an extension. And that is concerning because you want him to sign an extension. He will sign the extension. So eventually everything will be fine. And whatever we're feeling this week will have subsided and we won't really remember it. They're very close. That is what Brian Gutekunst said. Jordan Love is at practice, although not practicing. So I think there are some people that are a little concerned because he's not practicing. As far as the not practicing part, why would he practice? I mean, why would he practice? So you need to figure this out as soon as possible because every practice, you only get so many of these. If I'm going to say that, you know, Aaron Rodgers needs to be at practice with the Jets, no matter how he defines minicamp or OTAs or whatever, I would like Jordan Love to be practicing with the Packers. You want to continue to build those reps. This isn't like where Aaron Rodgers maybe wouldn't practice because it was good for Jordan Love. We don't need it to be good for the backup quarterback. We need Jordan Love to be practicing. We need every rep that we can get. And so hopefully the fact that he's there, like if he wasn't there, or like there but not on the field, like he is at practice. So, it's just a situation of his agents calling Goot and saying, we can't have this guy get hurt. Because not only is Jordan Love about to get the bag, but the guys working on his contract are about to get the bag as well. And so, they don't want their meal ticket per se, their investment to get hurt. Guys have gotten hurt. Non-contact guys have gotten hurt. So you don't want to risk that at all. So I don't mind that he's not practicing. I just don't want this to linger any more than it needs to, because then people start to freak out, and there's just a lot of it's a lot of unnecessary feelings and unnecessary strife and unnecessary worry, and it's just unnecessary. It will get fixed. It will get solved. Mark Murphy at the shareholders meeting talked about Jordan Love, got big applause. They know. I mean, there's no like concern that it's not going to get done. It's just until it gets done, it's annoying because it's not done yet. Brian Gutekunst talked about this at the opening season press conference this morning.
Jordan, I know you had said you prefer to get something done before camp. Is that something that could happen here in the next couple of days?
Yeah, I think so. But again, you never know. Really hard to get that done. I think it's really important for us. At the same time, the thing that I have confidence in is that we both want the same thing, right? We want Jordan here for a long time, give him that stability for him, and it gives us some stability for our group as well. So, Russ is doing a great job with, David Mulugeta and their team. Got two people who are very experienced with this. So I'm optimistic. These are big deals. It takes time. They're not as, easy as some people may think.
Has he or any of his people expressed any reluctance to season until you get it done? Or?
No, that's a good question. So I think it was Saturday night. They kind of informed us that until we get something done, that he would not practice.
So that was the bombshell, I guess, as of this morning, that Jordan Love was not going to practice. Again, it will get done. Other people have pleaded with that. I'm pleading, I guess, but not pleading. It's going to get done. They're not going to not get it done. I do understand the maybe wondering and questioning, well, what have you been doing? Now, there's a lot of languages in these contracts because it will get reported, the number will get reported, and then you'll find out that maybe some is guaranteed, some is not guaranteed. I think the Trevor Lawrence deal, which right now is the $55 million per year, it's about like $140 million guaranteed. There's different cap structures to it. So the number that these guys are having thrown out there, it doesn't end up being that, but they do want it to be in a way where it can look like that. Joe Burrow's at $55 million a year. 146 of that is fully guaranteed. Trevor Lawrence is at $55 million a year for $275, 5-year deal. 142 of that is fully guaranteed. So these guys are signing big deals. Jared Goff, $53 million. Justin Herbert, $52 million. These are the average per year, but the guarantee is not necessarily the same. So I think we've learned by now that when a number comes out, we see the initial number and then we want to see the breakdown. I think we've learned that by now. But there is something to these players wanting that initial number to look very good. There is something to players looking at all the contracts and saying, well, I want that. I should get that. And then once these players start getting it, guys that signed a few years ago, like Matt Stafford, he's on this list for $40 million. And he's already like, whoa, I could be getting more than that. So I think the big thing to remember when this Jordan Love contract comes out, we're all going to be satisfied with it because we just want it done. We want it locked up and we want it done. I don't think there's any amount of money that average Packer fan is going to scoff at. Well, I mean, the number is high, but I don't think any average Packer fan is going to say, I would have rather not done that. We should be starting Sean Clifford. Again, there will be the fringe, but the average Packer fan is going to see the number and accept the number, knowing that we have another quarterback from Rodgers, and we'll see what Love can get us. Now, in his career, he has 35 touchdowns, okay, and 4,700 yards. Last year, he was 32-11 touchdown interceptions, 4,100 yards. There is the initial shock of, you're paying a guy that has 35 career touchdowns how much money? But again, with these contracts, it can't always be what you've done. It's got to be what you will do. And I think it's clear that the Packers have seen enough in Jordan Love where they are going to give him the money that is required by the market to give a quarterback. Now, again, they have had this guy for 3 years sitting behind Rodgers. Last year was, is Jordan Love going to be good? The answer is yes. And so they knew from probably name your point in the season that they would want to extend this guy. So why hasn't it happened yet? That is the answer that I think I would like to see. And I think what it's going to come down to is the different languages. Now, I don't know if they're going the Caleb Williams route. Caleb Williams signed with the Bears. He was trying to get it so he could sign as an LLC so he didn't have to pay taxes in Illinois. And I don't think you can do that. Obviously, they did not. So I don't know if Jordan Love is trying to do something clever in that realm, or if they're just trying to maximize the dollars, protect against injury. I'm not sure. But the Packers want Jordan Love, and Jordan Love wants to be a Packer, but also Jordan Love wants to be compensated as such. And I think, he only threw 35 touchdowns. But what if Jordan Love was on a team where he was able to play right away? He didn't ask to be drafted by the Packers. He got drafted by a team that had Aaron Rodgers, and then they gave him another contract after Jordan Love got drafted. So he could have been putting stats out there. Now, you could argue, well, he could have sucked, but he also could have succeeded. Everybody in his draft class, from Joe Burrow to Jalen Hurts, these guys are looking pretty good. Justin Herbert, you got Tua in there. He could have been in one of those situations, and they've all earned a bag. So I think if you're Jordan Love, that's part of the sticking point, is you took away an opportunity for me to maximize my career earnings. So I would still like to be in line with these other guys because I didn't get that opportunity. And when I did, it was proven that I'm your future. So I think that everything will get settled quickly. I would like for it to, we would all like for it to get settled. I'm not unique in that. We would all like for it to get settled relatively soon. I don't know how long into camp it goes. You got people that are, trying to get to camp. They want to see Jordan Love under center. They want to see him out there. And the longer it goes, then what's the holdup? What's the sticking point? So it's just, again, this will get done. There's no reason to think it won't. It's just how many things are separating them that they can't just hash it out right now? What is the big holdout from either side? What is the thing that they're trying to go over? Is it more procedural where they're just trying to make sure something works? Or is there a demand that one side is not meeting? That I think will be interesting when everything comes out. This is Into the Winklerverse. We are brought to you by Happy Place Hemp. Happy Place Hemp. The promo code is BART, 25% off each and every order at happyplacehemp.com. You can get your CBD, the CBN for the obviously the night experience. They've got the 50 milligram per piece Delta 8 gummies, which I know that it's been a very weird summer in terms of current events, I guess is all I'll say. There are times when you think, man, I just need to relax. Well, look at this. happyplacehemp.com. There's the website. You can see everything that's available. The seltzer's very good. They have got the gummies. We've got some dog treats here. We've got the gummies without THC. We've got the ones I use to sleep. The Delta 8s, different strengths to them. So a lot of good options here. Again, you can always check out the sample packs. And what's good about that is you get 25% off your order. So you can get the sample pack, 25% off your order. And then if you like it, well, then you could still use the 25% off code, BART, B-A-R-T, 25% off each and every order that you use with happyplacehemp.com. They're also in Muskego across from Maddie's on College Court. So you can check them out, visit them in person. They'll ask how you heard about them, and you just tell them Bart Winkler or into the Winklerverse or Tim Shea or Tim Shea's Fork Mic. Kenny Clark has also signed, so he gets the rare third contract from the Green Bay Packers. You do not see that. He signs a deal that is a 3-year extension, $64 million, going to get 29 of that in Green Bay. Kenny Clark's got 34 sacks in his career, which seems high to me. I don't know. I've got a buddy that despises Kenny Clark, thinks he's bad, and so it's just that he's always texting, "Oh, Kenny Clark stinks." So I have been hyper focused on Kenny Clark. I guess 34 sacks. I mean, he's played in the league for quite a while now. Kenny Clark, very excited, as you would expect him to be. The Packers media caught up with him. This video from the Twitter account of Ryan Wood, some Q&A with Kenny Clark earlier today.
Congratulations. Feel pretty good out there, Anthony?
Man, I feel great. It's a blessing, man. I'm grateful. And, it's just, it really just is a blessing.
How long were you working on this?
Really since combine, for real. It's been a long negotiation, stressful at times, good at times, up and down. So, just happy that we finally got it done.
Kenny, when you signed that, what's the emotion going through your body?
Man, I was just happy, man. I'm just ready to get to work and just focus on football. Like I said, it was a long negotiation. We've been talking since the combine, so for us to finally get it done, man, I was just extremely happy.
Third contracts for those of us who've been around. That's pretty rare.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you in terms of your legacy here?
It means a lot for my legacy. It just put me up at the top with the guys that play here and got third contracts, and it just put more of a responsibility on me to keep that going with all the great players that got third contracts here.
Yeah, Rodgers got one. Obviously, David Bakhtiari, and then that did not go well. So, my God, don't end up in that situation. But Mark Murphy had once said something to the extent that third contracts go to Hall of Famers, and you don't get those a lot in Green Bay. And so Kenny Clark is a guy still very young, only 19 years old. So he is definitely an anchor on that defense. And with the Packers defense having a new defensive coordinator who got big applause, Jeff Hafley got a huge applause at the shareholders meeting. Jordan Love got a big applause at the shareholders meeting. Them beating the Cowboys got a big applause at the shareholders meeting. Mark Murphy also said that there's going to be Amtrak services from Fond du Lac for the draft. That got a light applause. That'll be interesting. Is Fond du Lac going to be like a destination during this draft? I gotta get in there. So Kenny Clark has signed, which I think a lot of people saw that and thought, okay, Jordan Love's coming. Well, it's coming, but not quite yet. So as far as the shareholders meeting goes, again, they held it on the day of a practice, which is insanely smart. I mean, you're going to get more people to come there. Previously, people would still come. It would be the week maybe before, and it would be like a level of excitement. I went to the one in 2017, and it's cool. It's like, all right, it gets you ready. It gets the appetite going. But now they're adding all that land around there, and the Packers talked about that. They added more land. They're adding a third locker room to Lambeau so that the home locker room, when they have other like college games or soccer games, Murphy said, they don't have to use the Packers locker room. They'll have the visitor locker room and another locker room. So that's another thing that they do that my hard-earned ownership dollars go towards. But it is cool. You can get special shareholders merch. They're like it is cool. I don't have to justify to you guys why I think it is cool. I do like to remind people, and I'm going to update tonight as well, what Packer fans can and cannot do with the ownership of the shareholder piece of paper, the stock. There are a few things that Packers fans can and cannot do, which I violate quite a bit. So, Packer fans, as written in the document, Packer fans get no special benefits. This is from the document of owning the piece of paper. As is the case with the owners of outstanding shares, a purchaser of common stock in the offering will not receive any special benefits, such as access to tickets to Packer games, preferential seating for Packers games, or discounts on merchandise through the purchase of common stock. However, purchasers will play a key role in facilitating the continued viability of a professional football team in Green Bay and will have the opportunity to voice in the governance. In addition, shareholders will receive an invitation to the annual meeting with the purchase opportunity of exclusive shareholder merchandise. So I do have a long sleeve shirt from that. I should have worn it for this video, but it is hot as hell in my basement, and I don't know if I fitted it. Here are the rules. NFL rules prohibit conduct by shareholders of NFL member clubs that is detrimental to the NFL, including, so I can't do anything that's detrimental to the NFL. I can't own a financial interest in any other NFL member club, so that's not a problem. I can't loan money to any other NFL member clubs or player. So if I see Matt LaFleur at Subway or something, I can't buy his sub, or maybe I can buy it, but I can't have him pay me back. I can't act as an agent for any NFL player. Oh, darn. Now, here's where I get in trouble. I can't publicly criticize any NFL member club or its management, employees, or coaches, or any football official employed by the NFL. So I can't say I think Brian Daboll is the dumbest coach in the league, or that Robert Saleh is not a coach and is too starstruck by his own quarterback. His quarterback, who is a complete idiot and needs to give up this act of stop thinking he's the smartest man in the world. I can't say that. I can't say any of those things. I can't say that the Vikings are a horrendous franchise, and I can't believe that anyone would willingly and choose to root for this team past the age of understanding. And I can't say that the San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Shanahan are among the most overrated and overhyped things that exist in sports today. I can't say any of those things. If the commissioner of the NFL decides that a shareholder of an NFL member club has been guilty of this conduct detrimental, among other things, the commissioner has the authority to fine such shareholder in the amount not in excess of $500,000 or require me to sell my stock. If the commissioner determines that a shareholder has bet on the outcome or score of any game played in the NFL, the commissioner may fine me up to $5,000 and require me to sell my stock. Stock will be bought back at 0.025 cents per share, so 2.5 pennies. So I am unable to criticize the NFL. I am unable to bet on NFL games, or I will be fined heavily or lose my stock and my privilege of being a Packer owner. I don't know that anyone in the history of Packer owners have been enforced, but I sure as hell am going to try. I'm going to make that my agenda. I'll fire that up on Infinity tonight. I'm going to say, come and get it. Pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Other news, the Wisconsin Badgers are going to let you booze now at Camp Randall, starting with the season home opener on Friday, August 30th. The athletic department will offer beer, wine, and prepackaged alcohol products such as hard seltzers. I really would like just to say that those of you growing up in this time where hard seltzers are available at these sort of things, it used to just be beer. I'm thinking of like these festivals. I went to Summerfest once. Maybe I was 22, and beer hurts my tummy, as I've told you, but there's no other alternatives for anything to drink. And so the fact that you can have these hard seltzers now pre-made in a can, it really is a game changer. I would think, the advent of the internet and the smartphone and AI pale in comparison to festivals and sporting events offering a non-beer product with alcohol in it, as some of the modern great achievements in our time. And lastly, the Brewers are going to take on the Cubs here. Nice little weekend series in Minnesota. Nice couple of games there. The Brewers are going to take on the Cubs in Chicago. So I think now is a good time as any to check in on Craig Counsell and see what is going on there. The Chicago media having their fill with everything in the Craig Counsell department, I'm sure.
Morale, there's a time run at second. He's looked like he was swinging for the lake there. I don't know. What do you think about some of those?
Come on, Jesse. Come on. That's your comment?
Well, yeah, I'm wondering about.
I think that's a bad take. I think that's a bad take. He's swinging for the lake. That's a bad take. It's a bad take.
Why is that? Why is that bad?
He's having a good at bat trying to hit the ball hard. It didn't work. The pitcher made a good pitch. He made an out.
Does him putting the C on his hat make him more unlikable, or has he always been that unlikable and we're just realizing it now? I think a little bit of both. Two things can be true. Hopefully Jordan Love signs soon. Want to break down that contract if it happens later in the week. Very excited for another Brewers Cubs series, and have fun at Camp Randall with the hard seltzers. This has been a quick installment of Into the Winklerverse.